Shalom, shalom, everybody. Look where I am. The holiest place of the Jewish people. This is the Temple Mount. That's where the temple stood. That golden dome was built in order to protect the foundation stone of the Jewish temple, the first temple and the second temple, and please God, soon in our time, the third temple. Here's the unbelievable thing. Iran just proved that all Muslims understand that the Temple Mount, Jerusalem, Israel is the ancestral homeland of the Jewish people. How? Well, we all know Iran is waiting to attack us, right? We're all waiting for Iran to attack. And Iran just a few days ago or last week announced that they are planning their attack on the 9th of Av. Now, the 9th of Av is the day that both Jewish temples were destroyed. And we're in the 9 days of Av right now, commemorating and mourning the destruction of both temples and all the other calamities that have happened to the Jewish people over the years, which began with the first calamity of the spies, the sin of the spies who scared the Jews from going into the land of Israel because they did not have enough faith. They didn't have the emunah, and they scared the Jews. No, we shouldn't go in. That's the original sin that took place on the 9th of Av. But Iran said they're planning to attack on the 9th of Av. Why? Well, the Iranians, they're very smart, calculated people. They know what they're doing, and they're very symbolic as well. And they were telling the world, we're going to attack the Jews on the day that their temples were destroyed, the saddest day in their calendar. What else are they saying? That they recognize it. The Iranians, the Muslim Iranians are recognizing that Israel, the Temple Mount, Jerusalem, belongs to the Jews. So you think that they're telling the world, oh, the Jew of Israel doesn't belong to the Jewish people? The Iranians just admitted it to all of humanity by them saying that they're planning on attacking us on the 9th of Av. Unbelievable. Amen. Unbelievable. They just admitted it to the world. So don't let the lies of our enemies get to you. Don't get the lies of the Marxists, of the progressives, of the Muslims. Am Yisrael, the Jewish land of Israel, belongs to the Jewish people, and it is a blessing to all of humanity, all who are blessed to live within us, within our country, under the Jewish people. And even though we're in the 9 days, and we're going to be mourning the destruction of both temples, remember, we're going to be rebuilding the third temple. It's going to be sooner than you think. Sooner than you think. It's happening. It's up to us, and it's up to us Jews realizing that this holy place is the place where we're going to be rebuilding our temple. And when you come to Israel, and if you live in Israel, come up here and visit. It's up to us. God is waiting for us to see that we want our temple back. And remember, the wall down below, the western wall, the Kotel, that's not the holy place. That's just the retaining wall of the Temple Mount. The holiness is up here. That's why I always tell people it's the western wall of the Temple Mount. It's up here, the Temple Mount, where the temples both stood. This is the place of holiness. I'm walking here right now with all these people. Thank you, Shalom. All these people, all these Jews, right? We're all coming up here to be able to feel the holiness and be a Jew once again, feeling the true Jewish spirit of living here in our ancestral homeland. It's not just living in Tel Aviv or Kfar Saba or Nahariya or on the Golan or in Eilat or in Beersheva. It's us having access and sovereignty over our Temple Mount. And the Jewish people still yet do not have sovereignty on the Temple Mount because we listen to the threats and the intolerance and the terror of the Muslims who stop us from being able to be up here all the time. There are, I think, 14 gates to get up to the Temple Mount. Only Muslims are allowed to use all of them. Jews are only allowed to use one. Muslims are allowed here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jews and Christians are only allowed 2 hours a day. There is much discrimination against Jews and non-Muslims. So we, the Jewish people, have yet to apply sovereignty here and act like the Jewish people in our ancestral homeland on our holy site to stop their desecration of our holy site and give it holiness. And it's up to us. We need more Jews coming here, visiting, coming up to the Temple Mount. That we're showing God, do the miracle for us, God. We're ready. We want it. We're doing our part. You do your miracle to make it happen. So here I am with Yisrael coming with me. Coming for the first time, right, Yisrael?
First time.
All right, tell us where you're from.
Pomona, New York, next to Muncie.
And what are your thoughts being this first time coming up here to the Temple Mount to Har HaBayit?
On the one hand, it's incredible to be able to stand here for thousands of years. We were not able to, and to be able to come here and pray at the holiest site of the world. People come to the Kotel, but the Kotel is very far from here. It's the western wall of the Har HaBayit, as Avi was explaining to me. That it's not really where the Beit HaMikdash stood. Where we're standing now is as close as possible as we can get to the holiest site in the world, where the Aron was, where the Kodesh HaKadashim was, where the Kohanim would pray, and all of Am Yisrael would come up for Shalosh Regalim 3 times a year, and everyone would unite together. So it's incredibly powerful to be able to be here and be able to be safe and guarded and to daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But at the same time, we're also reminded of the fact that we're still deeply, deeply in exile. There are police everywhere. They're rushing us. We don't have time. We're not allowed to pray. We're not allowed to bow. We're not allowed to do any religious type of service because we're afraid that we might offend the Muslims. And we see them, they're picnicking, they're having a good time, they're not respecting the place the way it should be respected. So this is all a powerful reminder. We're now, the 9 days is an especially auspicious time to do more mitzvot, do more Torah, bring your brothers close, educate them, tell them to come here, join Avi, join the rest of us, come here and daven and pray, because this is the holiest site in the world.
Amen. And may this 9th of Av be a day of celebration and a day of beginning the process of rebuilding the third Beit HaMikdash, the third temple. Be'ezrat Hashem u be'ezratenu. It's up to him, and he's waiting for us. Let's make it happen, folks.
Amen, amen.
Celebrating the blessing of being Jews, living in a generation where we can go up to our Har HaBayit, to our Temple Mount. One day we're building it. We're rebuilding it. We are rebuilding the third temple sooner than we think, everybody. The Karab B'Yameinu, soon in our time. It's not just going to be a song. We're going to do it. Stick with me at the Pulse of Israel, everybody, where you get the inspiring, belief-based, politically incorrect truth about Israel, the Jewish people, and the freedom-loving world. And it all starts with the holiest sites of the Jewish people that the world and the Muslims are trying to delegitimize our connection to. Don't buy it. Stick with me for the truth. If you're not yet a subscriber to Pulse of Israel, go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe, and to assist us in getting our videos seen by more people, because we're heavily censored on social media. Click on the donate button every once in a while on pulseofisrael.com. Shalom, everyone, from the foot of the holiest site of the Jewish people, right outside the gates. Temple Mount.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.